You're listening to FabulosiTEA, in which we discuss what you bring to the tea party, essentials for the modern heroine.
I'm Caroline from Sparkles and Crumbs.
And I'm Xandra from Fashionably Light.
Welcome to this week's episode, episode 9, in which we discuss brunch.
Just brunch.
Which is a very timely episode because it was Pancake Day on Tuesday.
Pancake Tuesday. Oh yeah. Tell our American listeners or international listeners what Pancake Day is.
Oh gosh, is it not an international holiday?
I think we call it Fat Tuesday.
Fat Tuesday?
Yeah. But I'm not very aware of it. I think it's more of a specifically Catholic thing.
So it's Shrove Tuesday.
Shrove Tuesday.
I think it's the day before the first day of Lent. And the whole idea of the pancakes, I think, came from eating, using up all the food left in the house before the fasting of Lent. So it's using up all the flour and the butter and...
Oh, that makes sense. It's quite minimalist, actually.
Topping something.
Sort of.
Yeah, it is.
Sort of.
It's so fashionably light.
Fashionably light, eating lots of food. So that you're left with nothing.
Stuff in your face.
Yeah.
But as you know, in my house, it is Pancake Day every Sunday. Because that's our brunch.
Awesome. And pancakes mean thin English pancakes, sort of like crepes, not fluffy American pancakes. This confused me for the longest time.
My American friend said the same thing. She grew up in Texas and was like, these aren't pancakes.
Yeah, they're not. But people were telling me, oh, it's Pancake Day on Tuesday. I'm like, what is Pancake Day? And I said, we just eat lots of pancakes. So I got really excited. I was like, I haven't had a pancake in forever, but it's not the same kind of pancake.
It's better.
But before we get on to pancakes too much, I think we need to address the Oscars.
Yes.
Wasn't Ellen awesome?
Ellen was brilliant. Lupita was just gorgeous.
Oh my goodness, we love her.
And her dancing with Farrell to Happy.
I was like, was that recorded? Was that rehearsed? Because she was so good.
I don't think it was.
I don't think it was fabulous. And Meryl, shimmying.
I know. It just looked really fun. And poor Leo not getting an Oscar again.
No, well.
Have you seen all the memes of him? There's so many brilliant memes. I'll put some in the show notes.
Somebody tweeted the pizza guy from the Oscars who delivered all the pizzas that Ellen ordered. Someone tweeted, the pizza guy will win an Oscar before Leo.
I read something awful someone wrote, which is when Leo DiCaprio is on his deathbid, his family will be like, what's your dying wish? She's like, take my ashes and put me in a gold statue. I will be the Oscar.
He's above that now. When it comes to the point where every year the highlight of the Oscars is that people are disappointed that Leo didn't get an Oscar, I think he's made it. We have his back.
It's got to be a thing where he just never ever gets on his whole life, and then he'll be awarded one once he's died.
He'll get one of the honorary ones. They have those random people that get them.
Probably.
Aww. But Lupita, okay, can we talk about her dress for a second? Because we were just talking about that last episode. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, her blue dress.
So she helped design that dress with her stylist.
Did she?
Yes. They collaborated with Prada. And what was the lovely quotation you tweeted?
She said, it is a blue that reminds me of Nairobi, and I just wanted to have a little piece of my home with me.
She's so sweet.
Again, that's the power of dresses.
Mm-hmm.
It's like John Galliano said, they're better than the perfect man on the red carpet.
And she was wearing such bold colors all through the award season. So everyone was like, oh, she's going to be wearing another bold color. And then she was like, oh, she can fly with that flowy skirt.
Oh, she just looked beautiful. I think she was definitely the star of the show. Did you like any of the other dresses? I thought Sandra Bullock and Amy Adams looked good, but they weren't particularly fabulous over the top dresses.
I posted a FabulosiTEA Style Awards thing on the Facebook. So anyone can come in with your answers. The categories are best dressed.
Oh, I love it.
Best dressed overall, best dress. Best dressed in a suit, best dressed couple, and what dress you would steal from if you had to wear one of these dresses to the Oscars. Or suits if you're Clay. Hi, Clay.
Or, an Ellen.
Or an Ellen. Actually, I would give best suit to Ellen's first suit, and Kevin Spacey was wearing a lovely navy Burberry suit.
Yes.
That was very classy.
Oh, as well, before we get on to breakfast as well, Xandra, what's your FabulosiTEA today? Other than, just gushing over the Oscars.
Yeah, well, besides Lupita Nyong'o being amazing and being so eloquent as well in her
speech was beautiful.
Speech. Yeah, kudos to her. So that's my primary FabulosiTEA. My secondary FabulosiTEA is coming up with a launch date for my ebook.
That's me clapping. I don't know if you can do
Yeah, so on March 25th, I'm releasing my first ebook, which is called Fashionably Light, Becoming My Own Heroine. And it's just a little memoir/workbook about minimalism and heroinism. So we'll celebrate in some way on the podcast. We haven't decided how, but yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
Yay.
Woo.
Me too. What's your FabulosiTEA?
Oh, mine's not as exciting. We should have started with your second, because mine's going to be a real letdown after that. Mine's that when I was on holiday, we went to a market town and I bought for like €10 this ridiculous red silk kimono
Awesome.
with a gorgeous kind of Chinese style print on it. And I just figure I wear it now when I lounge around the house instead of like a ratty old dressing gown. And it just makes me feel like an old Hollywood heroine, like I should have a big cigarette holder and always have red nails and red lips with it. So basically, my FabulosiTEA is making lounging around, which I do quite a lot, more glamorous.
I think your FabulosiTEAs really hit the mark of what we had envisioned this segment to be like, whereas mine are usually like a bit grittier. Like last week I said my FabulosiTEA was Survivor, and there's nothing fabulous about that. It's just something in my life that makes me happy.
Oh, but your FabulosiTEAs are actually like achievements and things. Mine's just me being lazy.
Not watching Survivor, that's not really an achievement.
Mine's just like, today we made pizza and I wore a dressing gown.
I love it.
My life is so exciting.
Shall we talk about brunch?
Yes, I was going to say, speaking of hosting pizza parties, hosting brunch. I think that's quite a lovely event to have because it's very relaxed.
Yes.
It's a lot less pressure than, say, a three-course dinner party. You know, you can get everyone together in the kitchen and make pancakes or just fry up a load of bacon and eggs.
The beauty of brunch is it can be almost literally anything on the menu. You know, like, I mean, pancakes or like a greasy English breakfast, those are sort of different kinds of meals in themselves. Or you could have like a really healthy brunch. Or, do you want to hear about the best brunch I've ever been to?
Yes.
Okay, so this is in Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. They have a magnificent dining hall where it's huge, and they have like every type of breakfast food you can imagine, plus non-breakfast food as well. They have like sushi and I think there was even like fried chicken. It's just anything you want. And then there's a whole dessert bar with gelato and mini cakes and cookies, everything. And it's an all-you-can-eat buffet for one price. I think the idea is brunch is a huge deal in Las Vegas because people are up so late partying and gambling, and then they roll out of bed and need hangover food. So
I remember being very little going to the Disney World buffets for breakfast in like the Disney World hotels, and just been like, oh my, well, the characters, which was amazing, but also the fact that I was like, Mum, there's like steak and cake for breakfast. She's like, you can only have one carrot. And just because we're on holiday, you can't have cake for breakfast every day. Sometimes I do now. I'm a grown up.
Well, brunch is a treat, isn't it?
It is. It's very leisurely. It's a very gentlemanly meal. I feel it's even the word brunch implies you're not just grabbing breakfast before work. It's something you take time over. Even if it's very basic food, it's a meal to be savoured. I'd say my favourite brunches. I've eaten some gorgeous brunches in hotels and places, but my favourites are when are often having brunch at home.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, it was really lovely. I think end of last year, I went and stayed with a friend in London in Clapham, and there are about 8 or 9 people, 9 or 10, staying over at this friend's house. And my friend got up in the morning and went and bought a ton of sausages and bacon and eggs and mushroom and bread for toast. And
very English.
We could, and everyone got together and was cooking things up in the kitchen, and we all sat down and had this huge breakfast. It was delicious. But at the same time, even little things like my boyfriend and I tend to get up on a Sunday and we'll just make pancakes. And lounge, and they're so easy to make and they're so basic, and you can just smash raspberries and chocolate on top and Bucks Fizz, obviously. Oh, I read a really great article the other day. Where was it? Oh. Yeah, so this is horrible, Xandra. Speaking of Bucks Fizz, there is an article in the New York Post that someone drew my attention to today, which is that a little-known New York state law prohibits selling, serving, delivering, or offering to patrons an unlimited number of drinks during any set period of time for a fixed price. And obviously, people do that for brunch all the time, and your bottomless drink specials, and now they're stopping it. It's so cruel.
Do people really? I don't know. I haven't really been part of the New York brunch or drinking scene. Do people really take advantage of that?
I'm going to say this is in this New York Post article that restaurant owners saying, we only serve a person maybe 4 or 5 drinks. People get buzzed, they get happy, and they feel like they didn't pay for it. We go broke if we actually gave people unlimited drinks. I just think it's sad. Yeah. It's nice to be able to have some Bucks Fizz with your breakfast.
Well, you can have some, just not as much.
Okay. I hope Xandra says that.
I do want to be clear, though. When I said that the Las Vegas place had the best brunch, it wasn't like the best brunch experience, but like the most out of this, the most outrageous brunch spread, food-wise, what was on offer. But yeah, I totally agree with you. The best brunches are like, it's all about the conversation and taking the time to just relax and enjoy your meal.
Well, Pretty Mayhem has a really great recipe for croque monsieur. Which is, and she says it reminds her of the way Meryl Streep does hers, and it's complicated, which is a great rom-com.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's Meryl Streep and Alec Baldwin and Jim Krasinski from The Office.
When
And
did
it's
this
just,
come out?
oh, it's amazing, Sandra. You must see it. It's a really kind of happy romantic comedy, and it's kind of
How did I
wacky, and
miss
it's got a great
this?
soundtrack. Oh, it's got it's got Steve Martin in it.
What? Okay, I'll watch it. I'm sold. I'm just surprised that I missed it. Okay, so we'll make this recipe from Pearl's website, and I'll watch
Watch
that
the
movie.
movie. Yeah, so it looks delicious. It's proper cheesy bechamel sauce and sourdough. It's very indulgent. I think I might have to try it. Well, the problem is my boyfriend doesn't eat eggs.
He doesn't eat eggs?
He won't eat eggs. And I make really great, like, Nigella has a recipe which is amazing. It's her hangover recipe called Eggs in Purgatory, which is basically you fry up in a huge, like, pan a load of tomatoes, of tomato passata and garlic and a bit of chili. And then you smash eggs in it and let them bubble away. And then you cover the whole thing in grated cheese and you scoop it up with bread. It's amazing. But he won't eat it. He doesn't even like me cooking it because he says he hates the smell of eggs.
Oh, he just doesn't like eggs?
just
That
doesn't
does
eat
sound really, really, really filling.
It's very filling. It's a Nigella Lawson recipe that always goes.
So that's a hangover recipe?
That's a hangover recipe, but
That's
it's
not like
honestly...
something you would serve at brunch.
Oh yeah, no, I totally said that at brunch.
What else would you serve at brunch?
Ooh.
What should we serve at the FabulosiTEA brunch?
Obviously English pancakes covered in chocolate and raspberries.
And American pancakes.
And American
well.
pancakes are used on
Blueberry pancakes.
blueberry faux pancakes.
Can we just call them American pancakes and English pancakes?
So you're going to insult our US readers as well as me.
So we don't insult each other?
Sorry guys, sorry. Blueberry American pancakes. And can we have strawberry champagne cava?
Yes. Well, there has to be cava because you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what else should I have?
Well, there would have to be tea since this is FabulosiTEA.
That's true. Oh, lovely coffee. Lots of people like coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a drink spread of various people's preferences.
Juice.
Like
Freshly squeezed orange juice.
Orange juice. Yes. I'm glad we agree. I think there should also be some fruit, like strawberries and...
Actually, do you know, I had brunch for dinner on Friday.
What?
It was great.
I've never heard of that.
This was for Sarah at the Laughing with Juice's birthday. And she had a diner in Shoreditch, which is just around the corner from the Curtain Road Studio. Well, on the same street, 2 doors down from the Curtain Road Studios where we had the Blog Academy.
Yeah, that's where I had dinner after the Blog Academy.
Yes, but I decided to have their all-day brunch menu for dinner. So I had hash browns and the most gorgeous smoked salmon, eggs Benedict. You've got to have that.
There's also the Breakfast Club in London. It's a chain of like sort of quirky, obviously breakfast restaurants, but they also do burgers and things. So here's an important question. What is the difference between breakfast and brunch? Well, we've already identified that breakfast is more of like a quick thing. I think some people you can treat breakfast like brunch in terms of like mindfulness.
I was going to say if you're a lady of leisure.
If you're a lady of leisure, yes. Well, weren't you telling me a while ago, you said you were taking some time in the morning to get up a bit earlier and make a proper cooked breakfast?
Yes.
I don't know if you're doing that anymore, but you were doing that at one point.
What I realised is that I really love lying in. And so that I was trying to get up earlier to make this breakfast, but actually I often just really like lying in bed. So what I do now, instead, is I actually set my alarm 20 minutes earlier than I need to get up to make breakfast. And then it feels like I'm lying in because I put it on snooze for a bit, but actually I'm just on time.
There you go. Well, it's all about figuring yourself out.
I've identified that I just love lying in. But yes, I've been getting up, so I've been trying to make myself, so I make either something with eggs, or I make a really nice porridge of honey and frozen berries and almonds and milk. Oh, and sometimes I do, at the moment, I keep things in the fridge at work when I get in, so if I really oversleep, I can still have something nice and filling when I get into work. I don't understand people who don't eat breakfast.
No, me neither.
Listeners, any of you skip breakfast? I don't understand it.
Yeah, explain it to us.
Explain it to me.
We're missing out on important breakfast here. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes! Was that really a brunch? It was kind of a sad breakfast. It's kind of a sad, wistful breakfast. It was very early.
Yeah, and it epitomizes breakfast versus brunch, where you can have breakfast standing up, but you can't have brunch standing up.
Yes, let's make that the rule.
Oh, I can't remember. I have these breakfast and brunch dining cards for London, where like each place where you can have brunch has a little card with a picture and then a phone number and a little description of it. And it gives like a rule for what is the difference between breakfast and brunch. And it has something to do with the time of day, I believe.
Is after 10 brunch?
Maybe.
I like our definition of standing up, sitting down. Okay, so the Wikipedia definition Is brunch is a combination of breakfast and lunch eaten during the week, usually eaten during the week. No, it's on Sundays as well. It's a stupid definition. Oh, during the week, usually in the late morning, but it can extend to as late as 3 p.m. on Sundays. So the 1896 supplement to the Oxford English Dictionary cites Punch magazine, which wrote that the term was coined in Britain in 1895 to describe a Sunday meal for Saturday night carousers. And this is where apparently it first arose. This is an 1895 article. Called Brunch, a plea, which says, instead of England's early Sunday dinner, a post-church ordeal of heavy meats and savoury pies, why not a new meal, served around noon that starts with tea or coffee, marmalade, never breakfast fixtures, before moving along to the heavier fare? By eliminating the need to get up early on Sunday, brunch would make life brighter for Saturday night carousers. Carousers?
I don't know.
It would promote human happiness in other ways as well. Brunch is cheerful, sociable, and inciting. It is talk compelling. It puts you in a good temper. It makes you satisfied with yourself and your fellow beings. It sweeps away the worries and cobwebs of the week.
So this is the New York Times.
This is the New York Times quoting the 1895 article Brunch, a plea.
Oh, really?
Yes, this is a chap called Guy Baringa who pleaded for brunch to become a thing in the late 1800s.
Well, he got his wish.
Did he be so happy? Oh, and apparently in China, dim sum brunch is very popular.
Okay. Oh, I was talking to my mom about this, and I said, well, what do you think of when you think brunch? And she said, like, special occasions, like you always hear Mother's Day brunch.
Breakfast in bed brunch.
Breakfast in bed brunch? Is that like a contradiction of terms?
Nah, I'd say it's brunch.
But if it's in bed, can you have brunch lying down? You can't have brunch standing up.
Listeners, what do you think? Weigh in on this.
What would the Romans say?
No, okay, fine. You probably have to get out of bed to brunch.
I think the point is you've either had a lie-in or you've already gotten on with your day a bit.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Breakfast in bed is different to brunch. Brunch is an occasion.
So my college only served brunch on the weekends, not breakfast and lunch. So it was a tradition where every weekend my friends and I would go to Hall for brunch at 11.
That was the same as ours.
Oh, really? It was always like a greasy English fry-up. But it was so lovely because that was our tradition. We would go in and all have a meal together when normally we're sort of off on our own schedules and don't really eat in Hall all the time. But that's the time when you go and you can sit there and chat for a while. And it was sort of understood that no one was going to rush off to the library. And sometimes when we didn't feel like going all the way to college when we were living a little farther out, we would cook like our own version of brunch at home, would make the same menu that Hall did.
Well, it's very like Sex and the City, isn't it? That's something I always remember from the show. They would always meet for brunch.
Yeah, it's very classy. And on Gossip Girl as well.
That's true.
It's quite a New York thing. So Gossip Girl, breakfast food is a huge part of Gossip Girl, with the Humphreys having their signature waffles. And then the Vanderwoodsons seem to always have some sort of catered brunch spread of like, it always amazed me because their plates were empty, like they're already finished eating, but they have all of this like fruit and a basket of 20 pastries on the table. It's like, who's going to eat that? Like Dorota? Do they just give the leftovers to? They only have like 2 staff members.
I think if you start thinking of the probable amounts of flagrant waste in that show.
The camera crew.
Well, I love Parks and Rec as well as a TV show, and
I still haven't seen it.
So Leslie, the kind of heroine, is obsessed with waffles. Mm-hmm. She thinks they're great, and Ron Swanson, who's her kind of gruff, grumpy boss and her kind of foil, goes out for bacon one evening, and he's had a very stressful night because he hasn't been able to eat the steak he wanted to eat. And the way to he comes to take his order, he says like, "Son, just give me all the bacon and eggs you have." "Wait, I don't think you heard me properly. I think maybe you think I said, bring me some of the breakfast and bacon and eggs you have. I want all of the bacon and eggs." And kind of takes Leslie out for brunch, and she says, "Oh, well, this is delicious. Why would anybody ever eat anything besides breakfast food?" He's like, "People are idiots, Leslie." So some of my favourite characters and enduring love of breakfast food.
Yeah, and people have breakfast for dinner sometimes, or you have brunch for dinner, apparently, which is confusing.
It was delicious. Oh, can we milkshakes at our FabulosiTEA brunch?
Oh, yes.
Really good milkshakes. Oh.
The diner does they do alcoholic milkshakes?
I don't know. I didn't see
I
any.
think that's one of their things.
Ooh. I've had their regular milkshakes and they're delicious.
There's a milkshake place at that same place in Vegas, the Cosmopolitan. There's a separate venue just for milkshakes.
No, I feel like we need to go there. FabulosiTEA trip. Well, I suppose we better start wrapping up. We're going to get carried away with our brunch kind of dream.
Yeah, I feel like this whole episode has just been us getting hungrier.
Well, it's 11:30 p.m. here in England, so I feel like it might be too early for brunch. Nearly midnight feast time, yeah. So do we have any correspondence this week?
Well, Sarah from The Laughing Medusa, who we've already mentioned, sent us the Oscar gown illustrations. Did you see that?
Yes, we can pop it in the show notes.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. If you haven't seen that, definitely take a look. It has illustrations of all of the dresses of the people who won Best Actress. And my favorite has to be the Jennifer Lawrence one that we used for our show image last week.
The one that she fell over in.
Yeah. The massively princessy white one.
Have you seen the video interview of her, by the way, after that? Where the reporter's telling her, she's like, you realise Hugh Jackman and Bradley Cooper got up to help you up. And she's like, oh, no way, is this on camera? Oh my God.
She's like, did somebody film it?
We'd love to know, given this episode, what's your all-time favourite brunch recipe? What was the best brunch you ever had? Does it top Xandra's crazy shake-flanked Vegas buffet? And is there anywhere in your city, because, you know, FabulosiTEA all about being fabulously jet-setting, is there anywhere in particular in your city that you would rate as doing a brilliant brunch? So do let us know, and you can do that on the Facebook or Twitter.
And also let us know what you would like to see at the FabulosiTEA brunch if you were to attend one. You can always get in touch with us on Facebook or Twitter. Our username is FabulosiTEA, TEA for everything.
So find links to our sites and all our previous episodes on the main website, FabulosiTEA, that's TEA again, .com.
Yeah. Oh, and we were thinking of starting a new project this week. We're going to give you a hashtag, and then you can tweet us with the hashtag to tell us what you think of the episode or say whatever you want. What should it be for this episode? Brunch for dinner.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, tweet us at hashtag brunch for dinner.
All that remains to be said is look out for next week's episode. It will be our 10th episode. Woo!
Yay! Double digits.
As usual, it will be out at British Tea Time, 3 p.m. next Friday. And next episode's theme is in which we discuss artists in residence.
Very exciting. This is one of our culture episodes for you.
Mm-hmm. After all our talk of just food and dresses. But we're very excited to see you next week, and don't forget to stay in touch.
Talk to you soon. Bye.